Hey, folks, and welcome to Steelers Morning Rush, our newest product here at SteelersNow.com. I'm Alan Saunders. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Steelers Morning Rush is going to be a daily 5 to 10 minute podcast about one topic on the Pittsburgh Steelers, hosted by myself, and will serve as a companion piece to our daily Monday through Friday 30-minute podcast with myself and Zachary Smith. Steelers Afternoon Drive. Today is Monday. Good Monday morning. It is an off day for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are off from training camp today. I'm back here at home, and I want to talk about something that's come up over the last week that's been a complicated storyline, and that is the health of Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Russell Wilson. Wilson has not practiced in full in any of the team's first 4 training camp sessions. Head coach Mike Tomlin did say on Sunday that he is expected to participate in team periods on Tuesday, so we shall see. That'll be the first day with pads for the Steelers. The situation is this, though. Russell Wilson was injured on Wednesday during the team's conditioning run test when he was pushing a blocking sled. And I mentioned in my practice report with Smitty over the weekend when he was with me out at Latrobe that this is foolish. And I think it's important to put this into context, right? Is this a big deal? Is this a problem for the Steelers that Wilson has missed these practices, that he's hurt, and that he's hurt the way that he was? I do think that it is foolish to have your starting quarterback pushing a blocking sled. This is not conditioning. Russell Wilson is a very highly conditioned athlete. He is a crazy weight room maniac. He does all kinds of stuff in the gym. He posts a lot of videos from the offseason of him doing boxing, which is just basically a different form of cardio. Any kind of exercise that is going to make Russell Wilson a better player, a better quarterback, more injury resistant, stronger, faster, can jump higher, throw his arm better, recover faster, whatever it is. If you're a professional athlete and you're doing an exercise and you're performing something physical, there needs to be a benefit because there is always a risk. Okay, you can hurt yourself doing anything. We've seen guys, like I said, mentioned, like tear their Achilles in pre-OTA footwork drills. I've seen guys go down in non-contact knee injuries doing absolutely nothing that is even really related to football, just walking around. And so you can get hurt doing anything. That doesn't mean that Russell Wilson is out of shape or a bad athlete because he got hurt doing this. But I fail to see the cost benefit for the Steelers. Pushing a blocking sled is not just weighted running. Weighted running is fine. You're just running, or some people call it rucking when they walk. Like, you're just adding weight to your normal processes. The point of a blocking sled is that you have to hit the sled with a very specific angle of attack that is meant to mimic proper blocking form and technique. And if you don't hit it with that right angle, it gets very, very difficult, if not impossible, to move. I have watched NFL offensive linemen, NFL tight ends, NFL defensive linemen that come in to the Steelers, and you'll take one look at them with that sled. You're like, he ain't moving that. Or, he can't do that. It is not just running. Running is fine. Running is an essential part of being a quarterback. Blocking is not. And this is not just weight training. It is a specific tool to teach a form that Russell Wilson is never going to need. So there's no upside whatsoever to the Steelers having Russell Wilson push a blocking sled. Additionally, that angle of attack that I'm talking about, it's not really designed for a 5'10" quarterback with 31-inch arms. I'm not sure that Russell Wilson's just never going to be super successful throwing a blocking sled around. He's not built for it. And so I think it was really foolish of the Steelers to entertain this idea. It's probably foolish of Wilson to go along with it. Certainly he could veto whatever, what's the line from Major League? I don't have to do any calisthenics that I don't deem necessary in my contract. Yeah, I mean, if Russell Wilson doesn't want to push a sled, no one's going to stand there and make him. So I don't think the Steelers should have tried it. I don't think he should have gone along with it. But in the big picture, does Russell Wilson missing these 4 practices, if this is all that it becomes, really hurt the Pittsburgh Steelers? And I think the answer to that is clearly no. Yes, every practice does matter, but you are not going to find any lower stakes practices than the first 4 training camp where they don't even have pads on. They're shorter practices because of the heat acclimatization rules. And the Steelers were absolutely going to give Russell Wilson days off because they want to look at Justin Fields. They are holding a quarterback battle during training camp. And Russell Wilson is probably not going to spend a lot of time working with the twos. So the days that Justin Fields is going to work with the ones in training camp, Russell Wilson's probably not going to do that much. And that's okay. He's 35 years old. It's not like he needs to work on his footwork or his accuracy or, anything like that. He needs to learn the offense. He needs to get comfortable with the receivers. And he was at OTAs the entire time and minicamp. So he's already had so much more work with the first team guys than Fields that this is just a little bit of evening the playing field. See what I did there for those two guys. Like Fields getting these 4 practices really will give him an equal shot, or at least some semblance of an equal shot of performing with that first team when we go out in live practices and training camp and when we go out in the preseason. Wilson's had a huge advantage because of that pole position, and he doesn't need to get every rep throughout training camp. So I think the Steelers got a little bit fortunate that this injury doesn't seem like it was a major one. I've seen Russell Wilson walking around. He has no wrap on his leg, no tape, there's no limping. I think he's probably fine. If it had been a major injury, or if this turns out to be something that lingers, I think there's going to be some egg on the faces of the Steelers and their new training staff, because I think this was a bad idea. But I don't think any harm has been done at this point to the team, Russell Wilson, or its chances right now. That's all I've got for today. I'll be back with more with Steelers Afternoon Drive with myself and Smitty just about 5 o'clock as we tackle this off day of Steelers training camp. Thanks so much for watching and listening. We just reached 13,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. I can't tell you how excited we are about that, and so thankful for each and every one of you. Keep liking and subscribing if you haven't yet. Check that bell for notifications, and we'll see you again later this afternoon.